Hey everyone, sorry I am so late today. Nothing but computer problems on my end, so sorry about that. I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to have everyone here with me. And we are chatting today again about discrimination, but this time in honor of Pride Month. We are going to be talking about the LGBT community and what we can do to further our efforts there. Last week we talked a little bit more about racism and ageism and things like that. Sorry, 2 weeks ago. But today we're going to just keep talking about this because in a time of massive change, this is the best time for everyone to understand your rights, and especially as a job seeker, because workplace is one of the most important places since we spend so much of our time there. And especially now during the pandemic too. So in an effort to stand up to whatever is happening to you, it's my belief that, we should have an understanding of how to deal with it. So, and I also want to be sure that we are using ourselves as a vehicle for change and to continue operating in that way. So let's jump right in. Let's start chatting. So there was a big SCOTUS ruling this week, and very positive. But unfortunately, my first thought is it's still not enough because states still do not offer full protection. And to me, that's not right, because as a job seeker, you should not have to worry. It's about 28 states, I believe it is, that don't offer the same protections as it was for everyone else. So that's not right. So if you reside in any of those US states, and 28 of them, and I don't know exactly which ones they are, I don't have a full list, it's still not right, because you could still be fired, nixed for promotion, refused training, or harassed or bullied in the workplace solely because of your gender identity, sexual orientation, and a million still live in states without statutory protections, and that's not right either. So now that SCOTUS had changed the whole interpretation with the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and the way the EEOC can interpret the cases, which is perfect, that is so much better. That is a huge step forward, because now we want to be sure that everyone can have equal protections under the law and in the workplace. So now, as a job seeker, how does that affect you? So now, if you are looking for a new role or even for a promotion, what happens if you are not afforded the same opportunity as somebody else? Do you have grounds for, a complaint or what have you? And it's going to get a little tricky as they continue to interpret the law, and things change, hopefully continue to change even more so over the next couple of months. But what I had explained 2 weeks ago was, when you're doing an interview, you want to be sure that you are being as explicit as possible, that you are not going to be answering questions that have nothing to do with your role for the job. And the way I had explained it was that if you are not answering those types of questions, or if you're not comfortable answering those types of questions, you should not be talking about that. That should not be the topic of conversation. What should be the topic of conversation is what you can do and how you can do it, and how you're going to solve their problems, make them money, market a product, or whatever it is that you do, and how you're going to do it for them. So that's what, again, it's the same thing that applies here. You want to make sure that you can continue to do that. And don't get sidetracked. Don't let them sidetrack you, and don't let them bully you into anything else, because that's not right. So now that the law is changing a little bit, and this is a big, huge victory. It's about 1/5 of LGBTQ Americans who have experienced discrimination based on their sexual orientation or gender identity when applying for jobs. And that is a lot. And that's something that we need to continue to work together to set aside, because if you're someone who is in charge of hiring, you need to figure out how you can work to put those biases aside, or what process you can set up to ensure that everyone will have a fair shot, and that no one will have to endure anything that they shouldn't. It's about 37% that have heard bisexual jokes, 41% that have heard transgender jokes, and that was back in 2018. And it's really unfair, because transgender workers are subjected to about the worst type of treatment than anyone else, because they hear the worst jokes. They have to deal with the worst type of discrimination. And it includes bathroom accessibility, being deliberately referred to by incorrect pronouns, having to tolerate inappropriate questions. And a lot of this can lead to employee disengagement, avoidance, and just a lot of overall issues in the workplace. So fear prevents people from bringing their full selves to work. And this also is an issue, because this could force people to feel that they need to stay closeted in order to find a job and to stay employed. And this also concerns me because of the issue that's coming up now in healthcare too, because people now need to feel the need to stay closeted in order just to be offered health insurance on their job. So this brings up several issues. But we need to continue to work towards change, big time, because it can happen. As of this year, it's about 93% of Fortune 500 companies have 9 non-discrimination policies in place, and that includes sexual orientation. 91% have non-discrimination policies that include gender identity, and 53% of companies include domestic partner benefits. 65% include transgender inclusive benefits. And that is a big step forward, but of course, yet again, still not enough. We keep falling short. So, to me, this isn't an excuse to not, this isn't a reason, to not achieve our career goals. We must keep striving, and we must keep working together to work towards some type of inclusivity, and figuring out what that's going to look like in the workplace, and figuring out how we can do that together. Because it's been found gender diverse boards are more likely to advance these types of friendly workplace policies, and that's to everyone's advantage, because the more diversity there is, the more we all advance, the more we all learn from each other, and the happier the workplace is. And not even just the workplace. We're looking at it outside of the workplace too. We're seeing it there. The more these things start to fall away. So that's perfect, and that's exactly what we need in order to really go for the deep type of social change that we need. And it's deep. We've seen it over the past few weeks. It's really deep. So just remember going forward that your sexual orientation, gender identity is not any other business. It's not the topic of conversation in an interview, or whether it's formal or informal, it doesn't matter. But your ability to do the job is the topic of conversation. Your ability to solve the problems you'd be expected to solve, sell products, sell services, work with clients, whatever it might be, is the topic at hand, and the only one. You are not there to be subjected to jokes. You are not there to be harassed, bullied, or whatever it might be. Anything else is just discrimination and should just be dealt with accordingly. And if you feel the need to get up and end an interview, you can always do that. And it doesn't matter if it's racism, ageism, sexism, if it's anything, even if it's against your religion, it doesn't matter. If someone decides to make a comment, put their hands on you, or whatever it is during an interview, it's unprofessional and they're telling you who they are and who you'd be working for, and you don't want to be there. That's unprofessional and it's disgusting. So, things I want you to remember: you cannot change a toxic work environment, and you could spot signs of it in an interview and in the hiring process. You are not the problem, they are. Someone else's bad behavior is them telling you who they are. So remember that and take them for their word, even if it means their word, not literally, figuratively. Take them at it. Someone else's bad behavior is them telling you who they are. So go ahead and take them at that. Your skills and experiences are the only topic of conversation in a professional setting. So you're not there to be teased or what have you. Always listen to your gut and follow your instincts. And if anything, if you question, always listen to your inner self and what it tells you. And if it feels wrong, sounds wrong, or anything like that, always go with your gut, because your gut will guide you. And that's the best thing for you. So you'll stop questioning yourself at that point. So I'm going to be pretty short today. I'm going to leave a link in the comments for you to book a strategy session if you need some help. And if you'd like to talk, if you're having trouble getting interviews, if you're having trouble getting through the interview process, and if you're having trouble reaching an offer. But I want you to remember to be proud of who you are, to be happy with who you are. And if someone else isn't, that's their problem. And too bad for them, and they could take a hike. But you will be loved here. So thank you for joining. Even if I was late, I apologize for that. And I'm looking forward to speaking with you soon, probably in a couple of more weeks, and joining you then. But please make sure you take care of yourself, stay healthy, take care of your families, and stay safe. And I will see you very soon.